Right.
But I want to take people on an adventure. I want you for 20, 30 minutes to just suspend all disbelief. Here's a world that we are included in, and not only are we included in it, we making things happen in this world. Consider the alternative where in the real world we're targeted all the time, and some people feel that the world is a lot better without us in it. But in this world, if it wasn't for us, then the rest of the world can't function.
The Chronicles of Jack Ross. Listen, this is a room of famous voice actors right here. But before we get started, who is Jack Ross? What are his chronicles? And we got the creator right here at the bottom, Mr. Trey Mosley. Trey
Mo Measley. Let him know what it is, man.
Trey Mo Measley. All right. So what it is, man, tell us about the specialist, tell us about Jack Ross, and introduce your crew.
Okay, so the Chronicles of Jack Ross is basically, we got, if you put Shaft, James Bond, and let's say Nick Fury in a pot of gumbo.
It's going to be a cussing session.
Add 2 shots of Tabasco.
What you get out of it is this individual by the name of Jack Ross, the specialist. And basically, he is the last resort when it comes to fighting the bad guys. One of the lines in the show says, when the best of the best can't get it done, that's when they call him. So he's a bad mother.
Shut your mouth.
That's right. Exactly. Yes.
So Jack Ross is on a personal crusade to find himself, to find the truth about himself. Exactly what he's trying to find out, man.
Well, so his upbringing, he was he's a foster child.
Okay.
And from that, he learned how to survive on the streets. He had a mentor that kind of showed him the ropes. What he didn't know was that this mentor was actually training him for the work that he does now.
Okay.
And as the series develops, we start to unravel this long woven tapestry to find out that a lot of the things that he was told was not necessarily true.
Not necessarily true. Well, listen, man, you got a group of fine African-American voice actors here. Introduce them. Tell me what their roles are. You introduce however you want to do it. But I want to meet them.
Well, we have 2 talented young ladies at the top there, Miss Rebecca Lee and Miss Trakina White. Rebecca is going to play the role of Kelechi.
Kelechi?
Yeah, she is, instead of an every man, she's the every woman. She makes weapons. She, she can kick ass too. She's not just a pretty face. And she has a thing for a certain guy named Jack.
So Rebecca, tell us about Kelechi DeRusso.
Well, she is a scientist. She's the weapons expert. She's very versed at martial arts. She's got sort of a deep backstory. All these characters do, which is so cool, but she's got kind of a dark backstory that surprised me, but it just makes her sort of well-rounded and into this really full character of a woman who's strong and smart and sassy and sexy and just a all-around badass. Like, she's an amazing character.
Nice. Who's next, Trey?
All right. I mean, we got to keep it ladies first.
I'm sorry, Jack. I'm sorry.
Yeah, got to keep it ladies first.
Well, if it was Jack, he would sound like this. But we're gonna go over to the also lovely and talented Miss Trakina White. Trakina plays a character called Miss, who is an avatar. She's a hologram of a computer mainframe. She's basically the brains, literally, of the entire organization. Every file, anything that has to do with intel, espionage. She can tell you, if you're looking from the satellite, he's drinking a mimosa. She's that person.
So Miss, what is it an acronym for, Trakina?
It's an acronym for Mission Intel Strategy System. And I was saying, this is my chance to be, like he was saying, do you accept this mission? So this is my Mission Impossible, Charlie's Angel, Shaft, sort of thing. It is awesome. So he's right. I can be like, we need to go to Dubai and handle that.
Nice. All right, who's up next?
I'll go with the baby of the crew.
He from New York, son. You better put some respect on his name,
Yeah,
son.
put some respect on his name, man.
I'm sorry. Let me go with the young man of the crew, Mr. Torian Brackett. Torian plays LeBaron Smalls, who is, I don't want to call him a sidekick because he's more than that, but he is the resident hacker of the crew. If there's something that needs to be broken into, he's that guy. He loves the ladies, but the ladies don't love him because he doesn't know. He ain't got no game, pretty much.
Now, who's the lady that he likes? I mean, who is it? One of these two or no? Just the ladies.
He's infatuated with all ladies.
So tell me more about your character.
Well, LeBaron, I guess he just spends too much time behind the screen, so he's got a lot of work to do when it comes to the ladies. But as far as his coming into the team, he kind of got brought in by Jack. He got saved from a really bad situation, and now he's been taken under his wing. He's a part of the team. He's kind of his eyes and ears, opening up doors, unlocking stuff. So he's just the hacker. It's great.
And a little lonely. I mean, does he talk to mannequins? Does he talk to mannequins at stores? I mean, that kind of.
Hopefully
not.
Man,
he went Will Smith on him from I Am Legend.
Right.
He's working on it.
Why are you looking at me, huh?
Please say something to me.
He's working on his confidence.
There you go. Nigel Ross.
Finally, Mr. Octavius Davis. Yes, he is Nigel Ross, Jack's older brother, who is a bit protective of his brother, but not necessarily he's not too honest with his brother. There's a lot of secrets, like I said, that unwoven tapestry that he actually was a part of weaving. So again, as the show develops, there's a connection with them that's strong, but something may happen down the road that may sever it.
Yeah, I kind of sense that. And when I think about Nigel's character overall, he kind of walks around with a DMMYA attitude. Don't make me whoop your ass. Don't make me whoop your ass, Jack.
I'm like,
don't make me whoop your ass. So he kind of has that demeanor. It's like he always stay on ready, whenever something's about to drop down. So that's pretty much Nigel's character.
Pretty nice. So how'd you all come to be, man? First of all, voiceover is not an easy profession for people to get into. I'm often asked, how do I break into voiceover? I'm like, first of all, you gotta get lessons. Like, you just don't walk into it. And some people are lucky to just kind of walk into it. So how'd you choose this cast, Trey? And you want to talk, and you each of you can talk about your experience?
I chose the cast. Number one, I wanted to make sure that we had representation.
Right.
I did something I had never done before, and that's be a casting director, so to speak. I had to listen to various auditions and make sure that the faces of the characters could also resonate with the voices of the people that I wanted to be these characters.
Gotcha.
And it was hard. It was a very grueling process. Even the last person that was cast, the last character, which was Octavius, having listened to him versus the other guys that had performed for me, I was like, why didn't I come to him in the first place? And I'm
so shocked because you guys are kind of like neighbors. You don't live too far from each other.
Yeah,
like
15, 20 minutes away.
He gonna have to see me about that too. He gonna have to see me about that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you got the pod, don't you?
Right.
Yeah. He saw me about that. He already saw me about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you remember? What do you remember? Let's go with Rebecca. Rebecca, what do you remember about your casting with Jack Ross?
I remember going back and forth and redoing. I first was going out for Miss, actually. And so I remember going back and forth and redoing it several times. Like, he was like, well, if you look like this and do an android kind of, but not really. And I was just like, okay. And then I would resubmit and put my next audition in, and it just kept on back and forth. Like, something wasn't just quite right. But then he had me read, for Caliche, and just that one stuck, that one clicked, and it felt good. It felt right for me as well.
Miss Trakinas. So what do you remember about your casting the most?
Well, much like Rebecca, I also auditioned for Caliche.
Okay.
And I guess I wasn't right for it because I didn't book it. But I had the opportunity to go out for Miss, and just had a ball doing it. And Trey was so patient with me because I was so busy doing other projects. And I was like, I'm gonna get it in. I'm gonna get it in. Wait, don't cast it yet. Don't cast it yet. Give us a chance. Give us a chance. But yeah, he was really patient with me. Booked Miss. So happy.
Sweet. And Torian Brackett, LeBaron Smalls. So Torian, how'd you feel about that? And your character, LeBaron Smalls, the first thing when I look at the name, I'm thinking like LeBron James, and that's something to celebrate. Lakers just won, so
very big deal. I really was in the right place at the right time because I had just very recently joined the Facebook group, the African American Voice Actors group, and they were having a Zoom meeting of just like meeting people, introducing yourselves. I was like, sure, hey, how's it going? And Trey was there, and by the end of it, he just called me out like, hey, do you want to read for this thing? I was like, yeah, of course.
Is water wet?
Yeah. So it really worked out nicely.
So dope, man. I mean, talk about representation. I know you guys must be like super proud. I mean, because right now the world, I mean, truly needs a hero, since the arrival and the departure of T'Challa and Black Panther. Hopefully they come back, but we haven't seen anything like this, an animated series with an all-black cast, man. This is going to be super dope. So what does this mean for you? Because I mean, honestly, you guys are making history. This is history right now.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, for me, when I think about it, I think about when I was 14, because when I was 14, that's when the inclination to get into voice acting was placed on the inside of me. I didn't even know what it was called back then.
Right.
But my aunt took me to see The Lion King in 1994, and I heard James Earl Jones for the first time. And I was like, yo, auntie, I don't know what that's called, but I want to do that.
Yes.
And so when I think about, it's been more than 20 plus years now since seeing that film, I think about how this series can impact other young African-American men and women who will see it, and what seeds will we deposit on the inside of them when they hear Jack Ross's voice or Kalichi's voice. So I think about us as African-American voice actors having a responsibility to inspire the next generation to continue carrying this torch, because representation is so very important. But if we don't create our own opportunities and walk through those doors, the next generation won't know that it's possible for them to do the same thing.
Absolutely. Amen, sir.
But piggybacking off of that and what you said about Black Panther, another thing that I love is that Trey made the women so strong in this as well, much like Ryan Coogler did there. So, I mean, we're strong, we're smart, we're intelligent, we're funny, witty, badasses. So we can go out there and hold our own just like any man can.
So how will this be different from any other animation other than the fact that it's an all African-American cast? What else is going to be different? What are some of the things that we can expect here that we aren't seeing with the others out there?
Well, what I'm hoping that this show is that no one else has ever seen before. And yes, it's going to be an all-black cast, but I don't want that to be the focal point. What I want is for whoever's watching this show, and be it a 10, 11, 12-year-old, now I'm gonna tell you now, parents, it's gonna be might be some F-bombs here and there. But he is a spy, so he talks like a spy and walks like a spy.
Right.
But I want to take people on an adventure. Okay. I want you for 20, 30 minutes to just suspend all disbelief. Here's a world that we are included in, and not only are we included in it, we making things happen in this world. Consider the alternative where in the real world we're targeted all the time, and some people feel that the world is a lot better without us in it. But in this world, if it wasn't for us, then the rest of the world can't function. So I think I wanted to put this together because I wanted to show us in a positive light. Have some fun, plenty of action, representation, not just for Black men, but for Black women. And I want to take you on a ride in your mind.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So what are some of the messages that people will walk away? Because, when we watched even a silly show, but was fun, like a Sanford and Son, right? or a Good Times or the Cosbys, you always walked away with a message. What are some of the messages that people walk away after watching The Specialist, The Chronicles of Jack Ross?
Well, one of the messages I want them to walk away with is that I am not Mike Pence. There is a bug flying around. So do not let this bug Mike Pence me up in here today. Okay, that's all I ask. If the kids can walk away with that, just know.
It's too late. You're gonna be on the memes everywhere now.
Right.
Everywhere, man. My bad, Trey. Go ahead, Trey. My bad.
No,
My bad.
you.
I just felt that was an important PSA to put out there.
Well, I think it's going to be really cool to see how universal the story is. Like, yes, we're an all black cast and everything, and that's wonderful. But I think a lot of people are going to be able to relate. At its core, I think it's a family drama. Like, these people are dealing with each other, and they're spies and they're super secret agents and everything, but they're all just real people with real problems. And the fact that we're all black is just icing on the cake for it.
Nice.
Hey, a chocolate cake at that. So.
Yeah.
Nice.
Chocolate sprinkles.
Right.
I was just going to say, Trey is also so intelligent with his writing, so it doesn't insult your intelligence.
Right.
It's something that you're going to be able to go on the ride with, like Torian said, human interest. So everybody's going to have their backstories, they'll have their arcs. It's going to be a lot of fun, in addition to action and all of that good stuff. So
okay, so in your character voices, I'm going to start. I'm going to start with Trakina, and we're going to go from Trakina to Octavius to Trey to Torian and up to Rebecca, right? So I'm going to pick a topic in your character voices, okay?
Oh, this will be fun.
You ready for this?
Let's go. Okay, yeah.
All right, and since Octavius started it off, right? So you all got to make it make sense, okay? All right. So Trakina, I'm going to start with you. That fly that was on Mike Pence's head. Go.
Okay. All right.
In your Miss voice, go ahead.
Okay. Transmission received. There's a fly that has entered the building. You need to stop him.
Who the hell let the fly in the building? Don't make me whoop your ass.
Don't worry about the fly. I have a swatter.
Jack, I'm sending you specs for a new swatter. That one's set to self-destruct in about 5 seconds.
I'm throwing it away.
Don't worry about that. I've crafted a new mechanized fly swatter for Jack. He knows I've got his back.
Yeah.
Right. Hey.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, listen, really quick before you guys get out of here, everybody wants to be in voiceover. Give them a little tip they can take with them after watching this.
Well, there's so much free stuff out there before you have to start spending your money. Make sure that you vet your coaches, you vet demo producers. There's a great site out there called iwannabeavoiceactor.com by the amazing D. Bradley Baker, and that answers a lot of questions. So do all of your homework, your research, look at the podcast before you go and spend all your money.
I wish somebody had told me that. A thick skin, a really thick skin, because in any type of entertainment industry, it is more rejection than there's more no's than yeses. So you just have to be able to let it roll off and understand that sort of non-attachment, I think, non-attachment to the role, non-attachment to, you do the best you can and you keep it moving and you keep it rolling. It's not the end of the world if you didn't get this one thing. There's plenty more opportunity around the corner.
Indeed, yeah.
Be an actor. Don't be afraid to be silly. Get used to playing with your voice. Get used to trying new things and just having fun behind the mic.
Yeah, and I had to piggyback that. Have fun with it. A couple of years ago, I did a read for a gay sci-fi warlock audiobook.
Yes. Okay.
And I did not know I had a gay man on the inside of me.
I mean, I'm gonna have to ask. Now we want to hear it now. I mean, we got to hear it now.
Let it out.
Yeah.
So listen, Rick. I need you to know, if you're gonna be interested in voice acting, honey, you have to come with it. IT boom.
He from Atlanta?
You ain't right. That's
Okay, Tori. We'll be talking about Atlanta too much more.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Jack, you're it.
Be you. I do coach, not a plug, but I'm just saying, holla at your boy. And a lot of my students always want to, I want to be the next so-and-so and so. And I tell them, don't worry about being the next whoever. Be the first you.
That's right.
Be the first you. Don't worry about being the next whoever.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, then you're good to go. Right. And that's really it. Just be yourself.
Well, listen, I'm super proud of you guys. I'm looking forward to where this is going. And let's just continue to share this with the world and tell them about it. Once again, our cast: Trakina White is Miss. Yes, wave. There you go. Rebecca Lee is Kalichi DeRusso. Torian Brackett is LeBaron Smalls. Octavia Davis is
Come on,
Nigel.
Right. Come on, you got it, Rick.
is Nigel Ross, and of course, Trey Mosley is Jack Ross. The cast is the special with the Chronicles of Jack Ross, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Rick. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.